which do you feel is best for family stability? Financial security or work-life balance?
Both.
That's a good question.
Both. I can't even.
You got to pick one.
No,
you got to
it's
pick
50,
one.
50.
You got to pick one.
I would say
Because you're leaning toward one more so than the other.
yeah, I would say financial stability now. we are. I mean, personally, financial stability. Maybe later on we will work towards a work-life balance. But we're young, so get it in while it's hot. While you still have the limbs for it.
I can't choose. Now putting my foot down.
Which do you feel is best for family stability, financial security or work-life balance? That was a struggle for you, Victoria.
Yes, it was a struggle.
Why?
Because I believe in both. I believe that we need to be financially stable. That is a must. However, it is still a must that there's appropriate work-life balance, so that we're still fostering healthy relationships within the family, not with just myself and Anthony, but also our son. So it's 50-50. It's a no-brainer. Come on.
Well, is it a no-brainer?
It's a no-brainer.
Anthony?
Was there a shift at any point in time since we got married that shifted to 50-50?
Yes, it did. Because I want to say before pre-Asher, I was definitely more concerned with the financial stability. There is no child, so I'm gonna work as much as I can.
But still, there could be work-life balance or work-life imbalance. Because
I don't think there was, though. I still believe that there was no imbalance.
Was there work-life imbalance, Anthony?
We were spending time going on dates.
Yeah, but it's our time was ours. So looking back, there was an imbalance, but we accommodated it because our time was ours. We weren't on anybody else's schedule. So we just had to figure between ourselves how to carve out time. Even though we worked a lot, so many jobs and so many aspirations and things going on, we just had to carve out within ourselves time to spend together. But now,
so you said there was work-life imbalance. It was accepted.
It was accepted.
It was accepted.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But now that you have a son, that work-life balance, the imbalance was no longer accepted, and you had to adjust for the work-life balance.
Yes.
Was there ever a point where the imbalance was not accepted, or did you have to grow to accepting the imbalance?
She had. I mean, certain. I can think of certain intervals where she had to grow to accept the imbalance. Example. Can I give some examples? Should I?
Not too much detail.
Okay.
You said that for real. Not too much detail. But like, be careful. Walk carefully, boy.
She knows her husband. She's like, not too much detail.
So I mean, I'll do after marriage. So after marriage, certain points. I mean, I've always worked more than one job. She's always worked more than one job.
Let's pause right there because y'all be working jobs. But y'all be working jobs. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying y'all be working jobs. Come
on now.
American
y'all
dream.
Have
right, the American dream.
hustles, and there's no sides. There's no side hustles. It's just hustles.
Mm-hmm. The American dream.
Okay, you were saying, go ahead.
So yeah, at certain points through our marriage, instances where prime example, when she was pregnant, she was sick. So anytime I clocked out from my first job, even though I was home teleworking, I had to physically go in sometimes to my neck. Actually, for a period of time, physically go in. But usually I'm back by 7 p.m., maybe 8. But that was that became a talking point because she's pregnant, she's not feeling too well, she's home by herself in the house. So that became more of a talking point. Mm-hmm. And how long can we, accommodate, or how long is this going to go on? So there have been instances where the work-life imbalance, we had to sit to reassess it because it was not, it could not be accommodated by one party.
Okay.
But I mean, there were needs to be met. So to a certain point, but it had to be discussed.
I feel it. Oh,
go ahead.
I'm just trying to figure out this work-life balance because y'all some of the most traveling folks I ever seen in my life. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all don't have that. Cause y'all, even before you got married, I feel like y'all travel all the time. And you try, I mean, and y'all, it ain't no little penny ante trips. It ain't to the little Mexico. I mean, y'all be going all over the world.
So
Y'all do be traveling.
For real. And that's what them jobs, all them jobs.
yeah. Yeah.
Enjoy.
So in you only have 24 hours in one day, right? And one.
This better be good
this
because
is gonna be good. This is gonna be
because
good.
I mean,
how I started was really
that was
so
very
you
okay.
only have 21 hours in one
24.
day. 24 hours. I'm sorry.
I understand.
24 hours in one day, and your wants will never stop. Your needs are met, but your wants will never stop. And this generation, our generation, there are opportunities, a lot more opportunities for you to diversify your income.
Okay.
And who won't jump on that opportunities? And the more opportunities you do get, the greater your needs, your wants become your needs. So that's how so the budget inflates, and you look around and there's no way to trim fat because the fat becomes this is a
necessity.
Yes.
Right.
So
Interesting.
Look, I mean, that dynamic is so true, and it extends. I think it extended down to your generation.
Yeah.
Because we and our parents kind of suffered that as well. At least my parents did. And when you get a promotion, you think, oh, we got more money now.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get this new streaming plan. Like I'm struggling right now because I want to get this new streaming plan, the YouTube no commercial plan, which is
Premium.
like premium, which is like 13.
Bless
Bless
you.
you. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Which is like $13.99. But I was like, I looked at our streaming plans. We have like 3 or 4. I'm like, do we really use Peacock like that anymore?
Mhm.
And that's like $4.99. So I'm trying to reduce the number of streaming plans we get that equals $13 or $13.99 to justify getting it. Otherwise, this COLA I just got last month, the cost of living adjustment we get will be gone.
Yeah.
Just by a streaming plan and some other things that I want to purchase. So it's something that you all definitely had to have to deal with, and I think as a part of that, that's part of the transition when you're moving from going to. What are you doing?
I can't find. I don't know what happened to the questions. Don't worry. Keep talking.
I thought you brought up a TV show.
No, I'm looking for the questions, and the Yahoo went away, so I have to find it.
That is part of the struggle that young adults have to make when they are dealing with the emergence of new money. I remember when we first got when we first got married, we was broke. We had like after we got paid, we may have $40 left over.
Wow.
I couldn't buy toiletries.
Right.
He
It was
used to
like,
say,
you gotta wait.
We gotta
wait.
Like, I need toiletries.
You gotta wait. It
was really bad.
And so we eventually started making more money, and we ended up paying off all of our debt.
Yes.
Bernie's debt.
Oh, really? Come on.
It was your debt.
You had
That's
some
something we
too.
should talk about.
Yes, it became our debt.
But you had some too. I just had more.
I just had like a credit card, and it was
Our
like
debt.
95.7% of it was yours. Anyway, but it became our debt, and so we paid it off.
I did.
And then we had a couple of pay increases and promotions and so forth. So we was making good money.
Yes.
And it was like, what do we do with this? It's like, we were like saving money, but we didn't know what to do with money. So the how to manage money that was coming in without spending it all and going on trips, because we went on trips and we did all that, and we were like, okay, now what? I feel like that's kind of when I hit me, I was in my mid-30s. I was like, okay, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Like we've gone all the places. We had a timeshare, so we've been everywhere we wanted to go. I didn't want to buy a new car. I had the car that I wanted. We lived in the house that we wanted. So it's like, okay, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
But it was the emergence of more money that created a new problem.
Yeah.
And so y'all are dealing with that. How are you all dealing with that emergence of money creating new needs that are necessitating, and I'm gonna go to you, Victoria.
Why you gotta go to me?
Because you be real quiet over here.
Why me?
You be real quiet over here.
I'll jump in if I need to.
Because you're the one who be seeing stuff and be wanting to go places and be wanting to do things.
Traveling.
I feel like I have dialed back though. Being married, knowing what the goals are, every year we come together.
You can't start with the dial back.
That's true.
You can't,
Anthony. As of this year, as of January, I know we don't need too much.
Yeah. You want to start today. I'm not letting you do that. No.
Year, and I've been doing a good job of.
But before you were doing a good job of dialing it back, what was it like?
I mean, anything that I wanted to do or wanted us to do,
or go,
or get, we were gonna get it. We were gonna do it.
How did you go about financing that? Well, not financing it, affording that.
Working.
All them jobs.
Did that working create an imbalance that was accepted?
Pre-marriage, yes. Post-marriage, I don't even play. Like, that's not, no, I don't do that. I make sure that even though I may have multiple jobs and side hustles and whatever, I never sacrifice on the family time or the weekends. Like, those things are not, we don't even touch them.
Okay.
7:00, my dinner hot on the table. Every
Yeah, right.
Every day. 7:00.
Yeah, right.
Where my dinner?
Ash's dinner might be there for him at 7:00. But we be looking at each other, so what we eating?
But you all's the imbalance that you all talked about and how you wanted to it was a struggle for you to try to pick one. It sounds like it's clearly one and not the other. It's clearly the family stability and not the financial. It sounds like that.
Yes, now it is.
Well, it was for you, but for Victoria, it's because you just said that that at no time you allow your work to get in to conflict with your family time.
Correct. However, I still am making sure we're financially stable.
I don't.
Okay, so our dynamic works like this, right?
Okay.
Past few years, we got married. Past few years, we discussed finances. We outline our objectives, our goals for the year. I'm more of the fruit. I watch every penny. Every dime in our account. I need to know where it's going. Even if I didn't have any hand in it, I need to know where it's going. Because when God asked me, were you a good steward? I'm like, yes, I was, because I know where every dime went.
Wow.
But at the same time,
go ahead, put the scripture on it.
At the same time, I am very aware of myself and how I do watch money, right? And watch our finances. And I know that is so I make sure that I'm very cognizant that, I let my wife too experience what she wants to experience and never shut the dream or her plans. I open a discussion up. Then we sit down and see how do we accomplish. Because some of the things she brings, it's not in my wheelhouse. It's not something I want to do, but I just want to make sure that she experiences it. I have great experiences with stuff she wants to do. Hey, let's travel here. I don't like a big travel, but sure, let's go. And I actually enjoy stuff like that. But at the same time, I make sure that how we getting there. What is the plan to get there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say you definitely reel me in. And we're opposites in that sense.
Okay.
And initially we did start off our marriage. Okay, we need, what time to what time are we having dinner? We having dinner as a family. What days are we having dinner family? What is the late night routines look like? Are you going to be in the bed from 10 to 11 or 10 till I fall asleep? Then you can go to the basement and play your games or go do whatever or turn on your laptop, continue working. But we had those, that was our dynamics.
That's good.
Within our marriage before we had kids. So we just made accommodations around our times. That's what I said initially.
Okay.
And just find times that we can carve out for ourselves within our busy schedule. It might be off times, 11, 10, to do things, but we could make it work for us because we were on our schedule.
So do you feel that you work to live or do you live to work?
I work to live. Let me explain. Let me explain. And I'll let you explain but personally, I work to live because working, I do have a sense of fulfillment.
Okay.
You know, I enjoy spending like Saturdays, Sundays. I enjoy waking up, spending time with the family. But 2 days of doing nothing, no structure, or feeling like, okay, it's a good balance because I enjoy what I do. I actually enjoy what I do career-wise. So it fulfills me. So I can't, even if I wasn't doing it at work, I'll probably be rebuilding my entire house, which I do at some point. So I actually enjoy what I do. So I feel like I work to live.
Y'all's bathroom looks nice, I must say. Y'all's bathroom is nice.
Thank you. So I feel like I work to live. So I find enjoyment in working. But at the same time, I appreciate the downtime to spend with family. But at the same time, I also enjoy, I enjoy the work.
What about you, Victoria?
Yeah. Before I start,
do you work to live or do you live to work?
I work to live.
I think I live to work.
Work to live.
Doesn't matter.
Or live to work.
You don't understand the difference?
I do, but it's jumbled in my brain.
Yeah,
work to live.
Or live to work.
I work because I have to in order to live. So if I didn't have to work, no, I'm not working.
Okay.
I'm going to enjoy my family. I'm going to enjoy doing the things that I love to do. But I would say what I do, I love to do. And so I'm fortunate to be able to monetize that. And so it doesn't really feel like I'm working, so to say. But yeah, I work because I have to. I don't think I would. I want to be retired like Bernie with money in the bank.
I asked that question because it sort of puts into perspective the way that you approach not only your finances, but that work. I guess work-life balance is the word that we're using. The work-life balance, because it lets you know what your priority is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I think you're leaning toward family more so than you are money, because if you didn't have, because some people, I'm thinking about people who are workaholics, like, oh, I gotta work. I love what I do so much. Or I'm used to thinking some old school rough-handed man that's like, I've worked my whole life. I gotta do something. I can't just not do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Where juxtaposed to somebody who's like, I just
work to live?
Yes. Live to work. That's to live to work.
Oh.
You have to work. It's like the work is what gives me fulfillment.
Mm-hmm.
I think of my uncle who
I live to work.
You live to work. So you
The hard
so it's the work.
The
It's the work.
is live to work.
Yeah, it's the work that gives you fulfillment. And so even though you have downtime, even though sometimes you'll forsake the family because I got to go to the office. I got to go. You see all these movies with police officers who destroy their family because they're always out in the job and they get divorced and they don't ever see their kids. Like, I'm talking about not real life people, but like movies and stuff like that. This kind of stigmatism that the people have about who are in the field working so much that they just forsake everything else. That's what I'm talking about.
So I would say due to the recent change in this telework and this COVID has really shifted the workforce. It might go back, but the flexibility we do have, even workaholics can still find a balance because they have more control of their time because they don't have to. 9 to 5 is not the for the past few years has not been the normal working. People now have more control of their time, so they can be workaholics around their own personal schedule. You see people.
I understand that, but but you still are a workaholic though.
Yeah, you're still a workaholic.
The place where you're working aholic is changed.
Yes, you're still a workaholic.
You can be workaholic. Oh, we're gonna have a dinner, and then I'm gonna go back to work. Or then after I get off work or stop working at 9-10, then you're on your phone doing emails while you're sitting there trying to watch TV with your spouse. So you're not, just because you're home doesn't mean that workaholic has shut down.
You're not present.
And it could also cause other problems that because the person who you are with, I was thinking, we talk about this couple so often, but this one man was upset with his wife because she worked so much to afford to be able to afford their child to go to school.
Yes.
And so for those that y'all don't know, the story is that she worked so much for their son to go to a Ivy League school that she forsook her husband in her marriage. And he was out there in the streets and whatever. And then she brought him to us and we tried to address the issue. But he was like, you know, I'm out here because you prioritize this school more so than you did me.
Yes.
And that became your God. That became your husband.
Yeah.
And so, no, I don't want to come back home. So that was a situation where she was working so much that she just forsook the things that were right in front of her husband and her family and so forth.
Yeah, I would say I can only speak for ourselves. I would say I'm a workaholic. But
really?
I do find time. I've been blessed enough to be able to balance it. And that's
I would not have picked that you were a workaholic.
That's because how we started. Because she's a workaholic too. We just find time. We usually find time within those cracks to schedule time for ourselves. Now with the child, we find time around. So the
workaholic balance that you all are carving out, how did you all come to that kind of agreement, if you will?
That's just through dating, understanding our goals, ambitions, where we need to be, and just being transparent of how we need to get there, what we need to, the time we need to sacrifice to get there. And in all honesty, just how you said, you're married, the person you married is not going to change unless there's a huge life-changing experience. The person you married if you pay attention to them, you know their work habits. You know if they're going to pick up extra projects, pick up extra hours. So you have to be aware of that. That kind of gives you a glimpse of their work habit. And I was due diligent enough my wife's drive to see and know my wife's drives and understand her aspirations and what it would take to meet those aspirations. It's a lot of sacrifice to own your own business.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of long hours. So you need to make space for that. And vice versa.
You own your own business, Victoria?
I do.
What business is that?
Ik ben a consulting, and it is a mental health. For now, it is just mental health services, but we hope to grow and expand in the future.
Okay, good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
If you want to see another clip, click right here. If you want to see the full episode, click right here.